Hello and welcome to Miami International Airport. Today we are going to be taking a quick flight with American from here to Orlando on one of their Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. We start our journey on the way back from Brightline's Miami Central in one of Brightline Plus's brand new Cadillac Escalades. If you want to see the full Brightline trip report, plus a look at Brightline's Orlando expansion, click the link in the top right or in the description below. It's just before noon as we pull up to the airport, and the curbside drop-off zone is lively as ever. We hop out and our ride from Brightline heads back to Miami Central. I'm filming this trip just after the new year, and as such the halls of Miami International are still very much decked. I wasn't sure how much time I was going to have at the airport before my flight departed, and not wanting to risk missing my flight, I checked in online to avoid any unnecessary delays. That being said, the TSA pre-check security line is virtually non-existent and we can head on through. American Airlines serves Terminal D here at Miami, with our flight, American 1734, departing out of gate D41. Terminal D is essentially a single long corridor with these high ceilings and an ornate black and gold floor. As good as it looks, however, we're still quite a ways from our gate, so let's head upstairs to the Miami SkyTrain. A quick note about today's flight. This flight was never actually supposed to happen. My original plan was to take Amtrak's Silver Star from West Palm Beach to Orlando. However, just 12 hours before my flight left from Austin on the way out to Miami, Amtrak canceled both the Silver Meteor and the Silver Star. Amtrak cited inclement weather in the New York area, which did not allow either train to leave Penn Station. This was super annoying, as I already had flight reservations heading out of Orlando, so my hand was forced and I bought tickets as soon as I could. This notably is not the first time I have had issues with Amtrak, and it certainly won't be the last, as something very similar happened with the Coast Starlight a few weeks later with a very similar solution. Being on the top level of the airport, the SkyTrain and SkyTrain stations provide some incredible views of the ramp and runways to the north of the airport. That being said, we're only going one stop, so there's not much time to look around. Gate D41 is only a couple hundred feet down from the D40 to D60 SkyTrain station, and from what I can see, everything is running on time. An unfortunate side effect of our gate is that there are no windows that provide a clear view of our aircraft, but we don't have to wait long before boarding begins. Heading down the jetway, we take our first steps out of the airport and into our 737 MAX 8. After a grounding of 20 months worldwide, American began phasing their 737 MAX aircraft back into service in December of 2020, and just over a year later, they're still going strong. We're seated today in seat 29A, a window seat in American's main economy cabin. American operates their economy cabin with a minimal 30 inches of pitch and 17 inches of width. This leaves me with very little space beyond my knees and to my sides, so I'm glad we'll only be in the air for 34 minutes. The seat back pocket is small but usable. The tray table folds down from the seat in front and can translate back and forth a fair distance while including the standard cup holder. American, like United, has gone the route of personal devices for entertainment on board, and thus have opted for these tablet holders on their short-haul flights. The upper section of the seat back holds the safety information card and some extra space for other in-flight amenities should American wish to include them in the future. Above the seats in each row are air vents, lights, and an attendant call button. For power, American includes a USB port on the seat back and a full-sized outlet below each seat. Our flight today will take us west out of Miami's runway 27, heading north and then northwest before turning around to the north of the airport for arrival onto Orlando's runway 17 left. The crew closes the main boarding door and pushback begins right on schedule. It'll be a rather long taxi out around the airport to runway 27, so while we've got some time, let's take a look at some quick stats about our aircraft. Taking us to Orlando today is November 324 Sierra Hotel, one of American's Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft, delivered to American on December 28th of 2020. Each 737 MAX 8 is powered by two CFM LEAP 1B engines, producing a maximum of 29,300 pounds of thrust for a combined thrust of 58,600 pounds. The MAX 8 has a total length of 129 feet 6 inches and a wingspan of 117 feet. Each MAX 8 has a maximum range of 3,550 nautical miles and a cruising speed of 606 miles per hour, or Mach 0.79 at an altitude of 41,000 feet. American operates a cabin size of 172 seats, with 16 first-class seats, 24 main cabin extra seats, and 132 main cabin seats. While we're on our way out to runway 27, why don't you hit that subscribe button? It's totally free and it really helps support the channel. And be sure to hit that bell icon down below so you never miss another video. Having reached runway 27, our captain receives takeoff clearance and we begin rolling for this quick 24-minute flight to Orlando. The weather in Miami is gorgeous this afternoon, and the skies above Florida provide some incredible views. "10 minutes after departure, we reach our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, and the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. In doing so, he makes a note that we will only be cruising here for about 10 minutes, and to use the bathroom now if we have to. So let's take a look at the bathrooms on board our 737 MAX 8 before we begin our descent into Orlando. The bathrooms on board 737 MAX aircraft are notorious for being extremely cramped, and this one is no exception. The whole room is barely wide enough for the toilet, and I only just have enough room to turn around in. The sink works well enough and the soap is full, but the sink basin is hilariously small, with only enough room to fit one hand at a time. I mean, seriously, how am I supposed to wash my hands in that? An unfortunate reality of this super short cruising time is that there will be no in-flight service on today's flight. I would have loved a small refreshment or something for the journey, but it's understandable for such a short route. As we begin our descent into the Orlando area, let's see what American has to offer through their in-flight entertainment. By connecting to American's in-flight Wi-Fi, passengers are allowed access to American's online offering of entertainment. Included is a wide selection of TV, movies, and flight information, which is more than plenty to cover most flights across the US. As our aircraft dips just below the clouds, the landscape of Orlando comes into view, and with 2 swift turns over Lake Jessup, we line up for arrival onto runway 17 left. After a fairly smooth landing from our pilots, we taxi around to Gate 54 on the far side of the airport. A quick wait in the aircraft later, and we can get up to deplane into Orlando International Airport.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Hey, thank y'all. Have a good day. Yeah, you too.
The outer edges of the terminal are packed today with people spilling into the walkways while trying to board their flights, but after some smart navigation, we make it to the main hub of the terminal. And with that, it's time to end today's video. Next week we will be back in Fremont, California to ride on Amtrak's Capital Corridor from Fremont up to Oakland's Jack London Station. If you want to be around when more videos get posted, please hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and it really helps support the channel and the content I make. I would love to keep doing this for as long as possible, and your support helps me continue to do so. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for flying with me, and I'll see you in the next one.